At the House of Representatives, party list Solons are urging the U.S. Embassy to physically present Private First Class Pemberton to the media. For the full report, here's Freddie Abando.
Where is U.S. Marine Private Joseph Scott Pemberton? It's a question that has triggered a search for the accused killer of Filipino transgender Jeffrey Jennifer Laude after his failure to appear before the Olongapo City Prosecutor's Office for the preliminary investigation of the case. Pemberton was issued a subpoena and his no-show was viewed as arrogance and lack of respect for Philippine laws. Pemberton was identified by a motel employee that checked in with Laude on the night of October 11. The said employee also found Laude's dead body in the bathroom. Akbayan Party List Congressman Walden Bello called on the U.S. Embassy to present Pemberton to media to ensure he is still in the Philippines, since 4 of his peers who could be witnesses to the case has left the country. Pemberton and company were part of U.S. forces that participated in the recently concluded joint military exercises of the Philippines and the United States.
I think that should have been the case. Because right now he seems to be floating in limbo, people really don't seem to know whether he is under arrest or he is, what the status is that he has in Camp Aguinaldo at this point. What we were worried about, and this is the reason we went to the DOJ this morning to present our letter to Secretary De Lima, was that this might be preparatory to the U.S. seeking custody of him. My sense is that we should, make it clear that he is now under our control, and secondly, that we're not going to hand him back to U.S. authorities.
The demand for U.S. authorities to surrender Pemberton is also gaining widespread support. Gabriela Party List Congresswoman Amy De Jesus expressed concern Pemberton's case will repeat the Smith case in 2005. De Jesus stressed the time has come for the government to review the terms of the Visiting Forces Agreement when it comes to how justice is applied for U.S. forces that violate Philippine laws.
Dapat naman talaga na if only for the issues of anong tawag dito, criminal cases, dapat talaga equality with regard to criminal cases na i-commit ng kanilang soldiers. It would be equal if they recognize that the criminal should be under the custody and jurisdiction of the Philippine government. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line.
In the meantime, both Bello and De Jesus said training of the U.S. Marine Corps is showcased by the Smith and Pemberton cases. It's a culture where discrimination against gays and lesbians is a major concern in the United States Armed Forces.
As you know, the U.S. Marines is the most homophobic, anti-gay of the U.S. Armed Services, and if you look at the way they train their people, insulting their recruits during boot camp often uses the term calling them faggots and calling them all sorts of homophobic terms. So I'm not surprised that this happened.
Talagang magkakaroon yan ng culture of violence and of course, highlighted yung machismo doon. Tapos papasok sila sa isang situation that they need the R&R na at yung rest and recreation na yan almost always has to be with a woman. Siyempre, gusto talaga nila babae, no? Kaya siguro, I know this is connected with the death of Jennifer. So I can imagine na kung ma-discover nilang gay pala yung all along, kala nila babae, talagang it can trigger rage.
For the People's Television Network, this is Freddie Abando reporting.